Welcome to the 2017 Michigan ACE Women's Network Conference. We are thrilled you are joining us here today. Once again, we are focused on giving you the tools you need to move the needle in Michigan. Over the next few days, we hope you not only gain insights into leadership paths and successes, but we hope you are inspired. Inspired to take the leap and apply for that new position. Inspired to help others along your journey and become a mentor. Inspired to initiate change and propose new and unique ways to address the challenges facing your institutions.
Well, I think you have to look at what are the issues that are going to affect higher education, the enterprise, in the years ahead, because that's true no matter what role you want to play, whether it's a vice president for finance or a vice president for strategic planning or a provost or a dean. And you have to really be forward-leaning. And so what are those issues? And being really able to understand how they might affect your part of the university and how you can be part of a team that isn't just having the good finance operation, but is seen as a value added for everybody else on your team. And those are the people who are going to succeed for the 21st century.
I think being intentional about what you want and what you need to achieve it, and whether that involves things there within the institution, opportunities in the community, ways to increase your visibility. The other thing that I would really say is if you really care about serving students, if you care about the mission of your institution, you'll do well regardless of what position you assume, because it's that passion that really drives success.
Institutions of higher learning across the state are seeing a number of critical changes to their identities. Fluctuations in state funding and enrollment require administrators to work and think in more progressive ways.
I think one of the things that women can do specifically to advance women into leadership roles is to make sure that there is balance in women who have a voice and will use their voice on hiring committees. And I think that's extremely important, not only when we're looking at hiring committees, but when we're writing positions, when we're framing positions and thinking about what type of person that we're hiring in the vacant roles across campus.
For women who are trying or looking seriously at achieving leadership roles, I encourage you to think a lot about what that role pertains to, what are the objectives and goals, within that role, what are the responsibilities. And when opportunities come along, they always don't wait for when you're ready. And some of us hold back because we're not sure we're ready, but I would encourage you to jump in with both feet and take advantage of those opportunities.
The fact remains that only a small percentage of top-level leadership positions in higher education are held by women. But because of the women and female leaders before us, the needle is moving in the right direction.
And the doors are opening for different styles and approaches for women's leadership. I think the way to get more women in administration is to be sure that we celebrate all of those styles of leadership and approach, not just a style that becomes the model that we all have to try to emulate in a particular way.
The other thing that I think is extremely important if we want to grow female leadership in middle management is really pure mentorship, is that other women can see women doing the positions that they would like to have themselves. And so I think that's extremely important. And for those women in those leadership positions to open up dialogue with women and really give them the reality of what those positions are like, what skill sets are required, and also what things that they're balancing in their own life outside of work. I think all of those things make for a better climate to help women move to leadership positions and for women to want to move to leadership positions.
You have to be willing to take risks. You have to be willing to speak truth to power, and that can be difficult. And sometimes you have to practice that. And you also have to be ready to hear the word no. And then you go back and you reconfigure it.
We should all pledge to leave here today and serve as an inspiration to ourselves and others, and never forgetting that there is always more work to be done.
I want to encourage women to assume leadership roles that don't think that they have the right background or perhaps even personality or the skills. Go out and get those skills. Take a chance. If you're passionate about students, if you're passionate about your institution, if you're passionate about the mission of your institution, you owe it to those students, to the mission, to your colleagues, to do the best that you can and to step up even if you're afraid, because you just don't understand how much potential you have and the impact that you can have. So I encourage you, take a risk, make the leap.